Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. My name is Dwasis Mahapatra and you are watching Worldwide Programmer. Before starting this tutorial, do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for more updates. Let's start the tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll discuss about Geographical Information System or GIS or GIS, whatever you want to pronounce it, and its components and application of GIS. So what is GIS? GIS or Geographical Information Systems is a system of hardware and software used for storage, retrieval, mapping and analysis of geographic data. It's also regard the total GIS as including the operating personnel and the data that go into the system. Spatial figures are stored in a coordinate system like latitude, longitude, state plane, like that, which references a particular place on the earth. Descriptive attributes in a tabular form are associated with spatial features. Spatial data and associated attributes in the same coordinate system can then be layered together for mapping and analysis. GIS or GIS can be used for scientific investigations, resource management and development planning. GIS differs from CAD and other graphical computer application in that all spatial data in geographically reference to a map, a projection in an earth coordinate system. For the most part, spatial data can be reprojected from one coordinate system into another. Thus, data from various sources can be brought together into a common database and integrated using GIS software. Boundaries of spatial features should register or align properly when reprojected into the same coordinate system. If we talk about another property of a GIS database is that it has a topology which defines the spatial relationships between features. The fundamental components of spatial data in a GIS or GIS are points, lines and polygons. When topological relationships exist, you can perform analysis such as modeling the flow through connecting lines in a network, combining adjacent polygons that have similar characteristics and overlaying geographic features. Components of GIS. A GIS can be divided into 5 components, and the components are people. Means the people are the component who actually make the GIS work. They include a plethora of positions including GIS managers and database administrations, application specialists, system analytics and programmers. They are responsible for maintenance of the geographic database and provide technical support. People also need to be educated to make decisions on what type of system to use. People associated with a GIS can be categorized into viewers, general users and GIS specialists. For viewers are the public at a large whose only need is to browse a geographic database for referential material. These constitute the largest class of users. General users, the people who use GIS for conducting business, performing professional services and making decisions. They include facility managers, resource managers and planners, scientists, engineers, lawyers and business entrepreneurs, etc. GIS specialists are the people who make the GIS work. They include GIS managers, database administrations, application specialists, system analytics and programmers. They are the responsible for the maintenance of the geographic database and the provision of technical support to other two classes of users. Next one is procedures. Procedures include how the data will be retrieved into input into the system, stored, managed, transformed, analyzed, and finally presented in a final output. The procedures are the steps taken to answer the question needs to be resolved. The ability of a GIS to perform spatial analysis and answer these questions is what different these types of system from any other information systems. The transformation processes includes such tasks as adjusting the coordinate system, setting a projection, correcting any digitized errors in a data set, and converting data from vector to raster or raster to vector. Next one is hardware. Hardware consists of the technical equipment needed to run a GIS, including a computer system with enough power to run the software, enough memory to store large amounts of data, and input and output devices such as scanners, digitizers, GPS data loggers, media disks, and printers. Next one is software. There are many different GIS software packages available today. All packages must be capable of data input, storage, management, transformation, analysis, and output. But the appearance, methods, resources, and ease of use of the various systems may be very different. Today's software packages are capable of allowing both graphical and descriptive data to be stored in both graphical and in a single database known as the object relational model. Before this innovation, the geo-relational model was used. In this particular model, graphical and descriptive data sets were handled separately. The modern packages usually come with a set of tools that can be customized to users' needs. Next one is data. Perhaps the most time consuming and costly aspects of initiating a GIS or GIS is creating a database. There are several things to consider before acquiring geographic data. It is crucial to check the equality of the data before obtaining it. Errors in the dataset can add many unpleasant and costly hours to implementing a GIS, and the results and conclusions of the GIS analysis most likely will be wrong. Several guidelines to look at, like including lineage. Means this is a description of the source material from which the data were derived, and the methods of derivation, including all the transformations involved in producing the final digital files. This should include all dates of the source material and updates and changes made to it. Next one is positional accuracy. This is the closeness of an entity in an appropriate coordinate system to that entity's true position in the system. The positional accuracy includes measures of the horizontal and vertical accuracy of the features in the data set. Next one is attribute accuracy. Means an attribute is a fact about some location, set of locations, or features on the surface of the earth. This information often includes measurement of some sort, such as temperature or elevation or level of place name. The source of error usually lies within the collection of these facts. It is vital to the analytics aspects of GIS that this information be accurate. Next one is logical consistency. Deals with the logical rules of structure and attributes rules for spatial data and describes the compatibility of a datum with other data in a dataset. There are several different mathematical theories and models used to test logically consistency, such as metric and incidence test, topological and order related tests. These consistency checks should be run at different stages in the handling of spatial data. Last one is completeness. This is a check to see if relevant data is missing with regards to the features and the attributes. This could deal with either omission errors or spatial rules such as minimum width or area that may limit the information. Application of GIS. GIS are now used extensively in government, business and research for a wide range of applications, including environmental resources analysis, land use planning, locational analytics, tax and utility and infrastructure planning, and also real estate analysis, marketing and demographic analysis, and habitat studies and aeroecological analysis. So this is the first major areas application is in natural resource management, and the first major areas of application is in natural resource management, and those are environmental impact analysis of wild and scenic recreational resources. Next one is plot plain. Next one is wetlands, then aquifers, then forests and wildlife. Another largest areas of application is in facility management, and those are locating underground pipes and cables, balancing loads in electrical networks, planning a facility maintenance, and the last one is tracking energy use. Local, state and federal governments have found GIS particularly useful in land management, and those areas are zoning and subdivision planning, land acquisition, environment impact analysis, nature quality management and maintenance of ownership. Then more recent and innovative uses of GIS are in the street network based application, and those are address matching application, vehicle routing and scheduling, location analysis and site selection, disaster planning, and the last one is development of evaluation plans. The next application, another application areas of GIS is in planning management, and those are urban planning, housing planning, transportation planning, architectural conservation and landscape. And the last application area is in viewshed analysis, and those are hazardous or toxic factories siting, groundwater modeling, wildfire habitat study, and the last one is migrational route planning. So I hope this tutorial is very useful for you all. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Happy learning.